considered approach to the way we design our furniture. We feel we have a responsibility to ensure that our products are designed so that they'll stand the test of time. Quality is what we do. It's what we're known for. We don't design furniture to fit into trends. We design furniture that will stand the test of time, furniture that will last. Over time, our designs have evolved and keep improving, and they're better now than they've ever been.
Welcome to another AustCham edition of interviews with our sponsors. And today we have King Furniture with us, and we have Patrick, the General Manager of King Furniture, with us. I'll let you introduce the company and yourself, and perhaps a bit about your background would be good.
Okay, sure. So my name is Patrick. I'm the General Manager of King Furniture Thailand, as you introduced already. From my background, I'm mainly out of automotive background. So many years, more than 10 actually, with General Motors and other tier 1 suppliers for automotive. Now a new chapter with furniture. So for me, completely new area, but really interesting area. So yeah, for now I'm the general manager from King Furniture, and really exciting position, really exciting company.
As you know, I mean, I know King obviously, so there's from a manufacturing perspective, it's not really like a normal furniture manufacturer. It is truly more like a automotive manufacturer in terms of the processes. Explain the processes that go on in making this furniture.
Yeah, I mean, in general, King Furniture is definitely a little bit different than the traditional furniture manufacturer, but maybe this is also related to the design of the furniture, right? Yeah. So King is known for furniture with steel frames, right? Yeah. So usual furniture is mainly out of timber and foam, but King uses steel frames, which starts with a cutting and welding process to produce these frames. And I would say in terms of setup of, especially of the factory in Thailand, it's a little bit orientated on automotive production. So it's really let's say production phase to production phase with the different technologies. We are also introducing already automation, which is actually not so common in furniture industry. So we have already robots, welding robots. We have already automated machines. We have automated foam cutting lines, which bringing the pieces from machine to machine with less manual operations in between. So it's going closer to the automotive than the traditional furniture production, but it's still a lot of manual work, because furniture, especially designed furniture, is still a lot of manual process, a lot of manual work. But we try to optimize all the processes which are possible to do with automations or with supporting. We try to improve as much as possible.
I know from King that they very much advertise through their, that they really are conscious about sustainability. And in their purchasing process, there is a conscious effort to use sustainable product, right? So,
absolutely.
So what type of product are currently looking at for sustainability?
So the company as a global, we try to improve sustainabilities. We try to introduce recycled materials. So one of the things we are developing at the moment is, for example, to use recycled plastics for our plastic parts, right? We have some HDPE parts, we have some ABS parts, legs of the furniture, for example, trays within the furniture. So what we are doing at the moment, and we're focusing in our purchasing and sourcing process, is to find recycled plastic, to use recycled plastic for those things. That's one of the one of the sustainability efforts we are doing. One other one is we are checking at the moment to use recycled foam, right? So if you have foam waste, you can shred it into small pieces, and after you can glue it together to a bun again, and you could use it for some parts of the furniture. So we're also checking this at the moment in terms of sustainability. And of course, we try to source local as much as possible, because local sourcing is also a kind of sustainability improvement, because you not ship it from somewhere, from Europe, China, or whatever. You try to source it local, so you reduce CO2 emissions because of transportation, trucks, vessels, ships, whatever you need. So that's one of the other things, right? To localize as much as possible.
From an industry perspective, in terms of where King fits, you have I know that you have a very large R&D activity that continues to go on. And explain how R&D is working here in Thailand, because you've actually won Red Dot Awards for furniture developed here, right?
Correct, yeah. So I mean, the general concept of King as a global company is that we have in Australia, in the headquarters, we have designer, which are actually design the general furniture. But after they design the general furniture, they will bring it to the factory R&D department. So in this case, our R&D department, to make the prototyping, to improve the furniture, to develop the furniture further. So the general idea is coming from a designer out of Australia, but the final touches and the final improvements and the prototyping is done in the factory. And we have, for example, in Thailand, we have a big R&D department. At the moment, we have about 12 people in this department, which are really from the idea, from the designer in Australia until bring it to production line. They cover the whole process, right? Really reviewing drawings, creating new drawings, building the prototype, testing the prototype, further improve the prototype until everyone is happy. So the factory and also the designer, and then hand it over to production to start the mass production or the serious production.
That happens in a fairly short time frame compared to
automotive. Yes. So usually, I mean, if you compare to automotive, this process takes probably 2 or 3 years. In the design furniture and the furniture industry or at King, this could happen within a month or maybe 2 months, because we also try to be really fast, right? So our designers or even our owner, they have ideas. And they really want to have them as soon as possible in the market. So it's sometimes a challenge for the R&D department, but here you can see that everything works well. So we are able to execute this in a much shorter time than you usually would take for these, right? So it can be in a couple of months.
The one thing that King is not normal in terms of the manufacturing process, because, I mean, Thailand is very process driven, but when you're making a product, you're making a product. But at King, you have many variations and colors, and so from a production perspective, trying to get the workforce to understand, how are you managing that?
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest challenges for the factory in Thailand is that actually everything is made to order, right? So the customer can tailor-made their furniture with multiple variations and hundreds of different fabrics, covers, whatever. So the variation of products is huge. That's untypical for furniture, right? Usually you have one model of couch and you have it with 3 or 4 different fabrics, and that's it, right? We have one model of couch, and then we have 10, 15 accessories and different assembly variations you can have, plus maybe 30, 40 different fabrics.
Yeah.
So it's a huge variation. That's in terms of manufacturing a big challenge.
Yes.
Because you need to have, for example, you need to have many fabrics, many different fabrics in stock.
Yeah.
Because you never know what the customer will order, and as soon as they order, you need to produce the furniture within 2 weeks. So you have no time to order the fabric. The fabric needs to be in stock. That's a huge challenge in terms of stock management and in terms of stock value. And then, of course, for the people, it's a challenge because they need to know so many different models. They need to know how to assemble, how to glue together so many different models. So that's a huge challenge made to order, right? That's the main challenge of this furniture factory.
It is. It's completely different to other factories. My memory was there was about 12,000 SKUs.
Now we talk about 15,000 because in companies like this where you have the designers want to develop new furniture, new models, new variations. So every month you have a lot of new, and for example, since beginning of the year we already implemented 5 new furniture lines in the factory, right? So this add up. So it's a lot.
The complexity gets, which means you really need to control it through the manufacturing process.
Absolutely.
The future for King here in Thailand. I mean, King is still growing, and there's a lot of capacity that you can build into. What is the most immediate future?
So King as a global company is still growing. So and we are talking about roughly 20% per year, which is a huge growth, right? And we have a factory in China, right? The factory in China is already in terms of size and capacity almost full. But the factory in Thailand, we are running still on a, let's say, 1.2 shift. So we run 1 full shift, day shift, and a bit of night shift. So we still have capacity to increase. And following the future plan of King to grow within the next 5 years, again about 50-60% in total, right? So we can we should be able to cover all of this growth in the Thai factory, because the building we have at the moment, we can increase the capacity by, let's say, 30-40%. And then we are in the nice position. We have a huge land plot. So we have at the moment about 16,000 square meters of production, and we could triple this size. So we still have enough space to build 2 more buildings like we have already. So in theory, we could increase 3-4 times the capacity in theory, right? But I would say realistically it would be double or triple the capacity we have now. And if everything will work out how planned, I think it could happen in the next 5 to 10 years that we really reach 2 to 3 times of the output and capacity, and that would be really nice for Thailand and for the region.
Well, it will be. So at some point, I mean, you're still opening new markets. So
absolutely,
and I'm hoping one day that Thailand in the near future is one of those markets. So.
I mean, as you know, the main market we just started is actually US and Canada. US now we slow down a little bit because we don't know how the journey is going with Trump. But Canada is also really, really successful. In Canada, there is no impact. And I would say the 5-year plan is to also start more in Europe. So other countries like France, like Italy, like Germany, for example. And I'm personally pushing to get a showroom to Bangkok as well, because many people are asking about our furniture, and there is a demand, and also to promote the brand and to promote the factory in Thailand.
It's a must.
It would be a huge benefit to place a showroom in Bangkok, and we are actively looking for this. And I really hope within the next 1 or 2 years we will be able to do something.
Fantastic. I'm sure that the AustCham audiences will be pleased to hear that they should be able to get King Furniture
Yes.
at some point. Well, King Living Furniture at some point. So, thanks, Patrick, for coming in and giving us an insight into King Furniture, and as our sponsor, we appreciate the time you give us, and what you, hopefully people in Thailand will understand a bit more about what King is and what's coming up. So thank you, AustCham, and we'll see you next time.